cardiovascular side of things.
Okay. Back running. Did not like how that looked by any means. Hello, hi, this is Future Rick. Present day Rick, I guess, as well, depending on how you are well, no, it definitely is. Today is today for me. Whenever I'll be in the past actually, won't I, if you're watching this. Point being, I am quite a lot ahead of what I'm going to show you. And I've come back in time to tell you what I'm doing. Okay, so I am 39 years old, which is offensive and feels very incorrect. So yeah, I did a little bit of research and it turns out that after 39, you turn 40, which again, I find personally quite homophobic. I am turning 40. Just to show you how close I am to 40, look at this litany of slander and bullshit. Thank you so much for the cards. It is up and coming anytime now. 8 or 9 months ago, I realized this, and I had what some would describe as a midlife crisis, existential dread. I started basically spiraling. If I live to 80, well, I'm kind of halfway there. I'm done, 50% is over, I'm half-baked. 50% out of charge, no charger. Started thinking about all the past ambitions and goals and things that I used to want to achieve, and how they've just fallen by the wayside, and I've not really kind of done any of them. I've been too lazy, or too scared, or something has just gotten in the way and I just haven't done it. Just got me thinking that, do I really want to spend the next 40 years again not doing those things? So I started to make a list of all the random, grandiose ideas that I've had over the past, all the dreams, the ambitions, and yeah, I just basically want to start ticking them off one by one. Some of these goals aren't even that important to me anymore. I just want to say that I tried. And then I had a little bit of a brainwave, why don't I film it? So that everybody can watch someone's mental breakdown in real time. That might be fun, that might be interesting. Find out. The first challenge. I've decided this to be my first goal because it's one that's kind of plagued me throughout my life. I think this first challenge is something that we can all relate to because it's around self-confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, and a little bit about my body. For as long as I can remember, I've wanted to be in like the best shape of my life and to achieve the holy grail, a six-pack. So I've wanted to achieve this goal for so long and I've never really got there. I've always been very active, I've always played a lot of sport, but I've never achieved this goal. And this used to be so important to me. I mean, I remember parts of my life where it's all I could think about, the way that I looked and how I wanted to improve myself. So my first challenge is to get a six-pack and get into the shape of my life before my 40th birthday, as we know is just around the corner. I've got around 20 weeks, and according to the internet, I need to be 10% body fat. Is that based on science? I don't think so, but let's find out. Right, hold on a minute. I decided to take this challenge on about 20 weeks ago. And before that, I started to reflect on why it was so important to me. Looking back at my younger days, I realized just how much external pressure there was from media and social media telling me that I'm supposed to look a certain kind of way. Also growing up, I definitely had sets of friends that were more than happy to give me feedback on my appearance and my body. Often this was through the guise of banter and joking, and as I'm the class clown, people really don't think I have feelings, so they can say what they want to me. I realized the kind of impact that's had on me growing up of people constantly thinking it's okay to comment about what I look like. And yeah, growing up as a kid and a young adult, my weight changed so much. I was very skinny one minute, put on quite a lot of weight the next. So that fluctuation in my appearance and my weight definitely played on my mental health quite a lot. So as a gay man, appearance can feel like a form of currency sometimes. It can feel like the price of admission. The expectation is to look a certain kind of way, to fit in, to be validated, to be desired. I think all these expectations, societal pressures and social media can really start to create an environment where you naturally might feel shit about yourself and feel that you're not good enough. So on reflection, it turns out that I kind of wanted this goal mainly for other people, for external validation and to be wanted and to be desired and to feel like I fit in. So that all changed for me about 4 years ago when I met my boyfriend Jaden, who showed me that I can be loved for who I am. and he didn't want me for who I might be in the future or 4 months' time when I've done enough bench presses or squats or thrusts. Yeah, he just loved me for who I was at that point in time and what I looked like at that point in time. And I just certainly was not in the best shape of my life. I decided to research whether 10% body fat or having this kind of aesthetic is even healthy. And the only thing that came back to me was 90-day packages trying to sell me this. And this just highlighted to me just how much of a business this is and how much people can profit off of people's low self-esteem and self-worth. And this kind of got me a little angry. So I will be continuing to do this challenge as I want to tick off everything that I've ever wanted to do. This is not just going to be a body transformation video with me finding my best self at the end of this, but it's going to be an honest reflection of process, what it takes, what attempting this kind of goal for an average person like me can do to you both physically and psychologically. But also I want to question this goal, whether it's a healthy goal, whether we should all be actually striving for this, or whether we're just being sold to by everybody that wants to make money off of us. So along the way, I've enlisted a lot of experts to help me. We're going to be speaking to doctors, psychologists, nutritionists, bodybuilders, fitness professionals, all to help guide and give advice as I go on this journey. We're going to go back in time now 20 weeks so I can show you my journey on trying to get a 6-pack and 10% body fat. Bro. So I'm starting this challenge at 90 kilograms, which I'll be honest, nearly gave me a heart attack. My target is around 72 kilograms, but because I don't know my exact body fat percentage yet, it's a bit of a guesstimation. Whether that's realistic in 20 weeks, we'll find out. To help with nutrition, I'll be using MacroFactor to track my food, set my goals, and guide my calories through their coached plan. Based on my details and the 20-week timeline, here's the recommendations for my daily nutritional intake. Training-wise, I'll be doing weights 3 to 4 times a week, running a couple of times a week for an upcoming half marathon, keeping up with my badminton training and aiming for around 10,000 steps a day. I'll also be visiting my vital metrics 3 times during this challenge for DEXA scans, body composition scans, strength and fitness testing, also I can properly track the changes from start to finish. Let's turn the clock back 20 weeks and go to my first visit to my vital metrics. Fuck it, I'll do it.
So, what I'm going to get you to do first is shoes and socks off.
Okay.
Watches and whoops off.
Ooh, haven't taken this whoop off in 2 weeks.
Put your fingers Spock-like and 2 and 2 on either side of the mid bar there and hold on.
Will I drive the Enterprise now? Is that what's happening?
Right.
So what's happening at the moment is...
So it's sending little electrical pulses through your body, and we use this to just measure your water content.
Right, okay.
So next up, the 3D scanner, but you'll need to be down to underwear for that.
Okay, time to strip.
So look, if you could hit, firstly, make sure your feet are on the imprints. Yep. Okay, hit start on the screen. When that countdown there finishes, the scan will begin. It'll take 10 seconds. Just remain still while the screen is white.
So in terms of the scan that I've just done,
yeah.
What's that kind of...
So that's a 3D scan. So that is purely external, and it's to give us all of our circumference measurements. So onto the DEXA. So this is the bit that is going to be doing the body fat, muscle mass, and bone density.
Right.
Okay. So we combine the information from this, which is the gold standard,
yes,
with the bioelectrical impedance scan about the water. The way a DEXA scan works is that there is an X-ray that specifically measures bone,
yeah,
and there's an X-ray that specifically measures fat.
Okay.
And everything else it calls lean mass. So by combining that lean mass figure with what we know about the water status,
sure,
we're able to kind of narrow down actually how much of that is water and how much of that is muscle. So what we're going to do is get you to hold on, stick your bum out, arch your back a little bit, okay? And when we go, just pull as hard as you can and release. So give us like an 80% pull. 1, 2, 3, and release. Okay, so that worked, doesn't it? Go, 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 release. Good. The way that the VO2 Max test works is we're going to start you off and start recording data with you just stood still. Okay. Once we've got a minute of data for that, we'll start you walking just at 3.3 miles an hour, and we'll be there for 3 minutes. But after that first 3 minutes of running, every minute I'm going to increase the interval. Okay, by 1%. But you go, really excellent work. Good. work. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Let's now skip ahead to the cardiovascular side of things.
Oh God.
You actually achieved a VO2 max of 48.5 today.
That says, my watch tells me different.
Yeah.
It usually says like 41.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's pretty cool. That's nice.
So that's really excellent. And that puts you into the excellent category. Okay. So you're doing definitely significantly better than average. Okay. This is about the kind of the 80th percentile. Okay. So you're doing really, really well. Now, there's two factors that we need to be aware of. VO2 max is a measurement that divides by kilograms of body weight. So as your weight comes down, if you drop 10% of your weight,
Yeah.
your VO2 max will go up by 10%.
Oh,
like
okay.
just mathematically, even if you change nothing else. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we can pretty much easily get you into the superior category by the time we get back.
Nice.
Okay. Lastly, your isometric mid-thigh pull. As I said, this was how your entire posterior chain of muscles works together to create force. And actually, 3,200 newtons, okay, puts you in the 87th percentile for your age.
Well, not as bad as I thought there.
Not as bad
Yeah,
at
okay.
all. That is a really great place to be.
Yeah.
So really, really happy with how that all the functional stuff is going. The DEXA report. Okay, so this is the main event. This is the thing that is giving you information about your actual composition. Now, as I said, lean mass gives you a picture of your muscle mass, but as well as organs and blood. Your index is 22.5, and for men your age, that puts you into the 78th percentile.
Yeah.
The worst possible scenario is always, of course, high body fat and low muscle mass.
Sure.
Because then there's a challenge. Like if you've got low muscle mass to start with, what do? Do you take the calories low because then you will lose more muscle mass, or do you try and put on muscle first? So it becomes a bit of a balancing act. For you, we don't have to balance. Okay, we can be pretty clear that your muscle is in a really good state. But we would like to bring down the fat.
Yeah.
Okay. The second index that we look at is appendicular lean mass. So this is the same thing, but only counting your arms and legs. On that, you're not doing quite as well when you're in the 74th percentile.
Right.
So for someone who is well trained, we like to see this figure being above the other figure.
Okay.
Okay. So as you gain more muscle in arms and legs, this should come up a little bit.
Increase.
Your total body fat today is 21.8%. Okay.
Oh. Okay, I was expecting a lot higher.
Oh, right. Okay. So we have two major areas that we look at. This rectangle here is called the android area. This is where men typically store their fat. Okay. Compared to the gynoid, which is hips and thighs, and that is called gynoid because it is where women typically store more fat. And for you, actually around the midsection, you are at around 30% body fat.
Right. Okay.
Around the hips and thighs, you're about 20. Okay, so this is a very strong, actually, like 50% preference to storing fat around the middle.
It's just all here, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that's genetic. There's the genetic and hormonal. There's not much you can do about that. That's just your pattern.
Sure.
As you lose weight or as you lose body fat, it's going to feel like it's going from everywhere but around the middle. Okay. The reality is it is going from around the middle as well because the body just takes it evenly from across the body, but it's going to feel like that lags.
Right.
Okay,
In fact, that I hold a lot of my kind of body fat around the area that I want to be showcasing.
Yeah.
Is good. I can see how that will play on people's minds and their mental health and their kind of progression if they're not seeing those results.
Yeah.
But maybe the scales are saying something different, but they're not seeing it in the mirror. And
It's really important from a mental health and a motivation standpoint to understand, look, that six pack isn't going to come, immediately. It might be literally the last week or the last thing that happens. Because you have a tendency to put on fat around the middle, this also predisposes you to adding visceral fat.
Yes,
so visceral fat is the fat that sits around the organs. It's been found that even in somebody who is otherwise lean, if they have a high level of visceral fat, then they are just as prone to cardiovascular risk as someone who was holding a lot more fat. Okay, the level that we want to see your visceral fat is below 100. Okay, below 100 is considered a normal level. You are sitting at 79. Okay, so well into the normal range. No concerns whatsoever around visceral fat. Okay, so your fat max heart rate is at 131 beats per minute, and your fat max is 474 calories per hour. If you were at 131 beats per minute for an hour, you would burn 474 calories of fat. I mean, the way that I like to think about, you know, training and diet when you've got a goal like yours is to separate out what each thing is doing, just so you're very, very clear. Fat loss is going to be elicited by a calorie deficit, okay? And we're going to create that calorie deficit by restricting slightly your food. Okay? Your weight training is there to preserve, maybe build, but mostly to preserve the muscle mass. Your cardiovascular work is really just to keep you healthy throughout. Okay, keep your heart healthy as you go. That may elicit a little bit more fat loss, but that's not the central point. The other bit that we don't talk anywhere near enough about is sleep. Being able to sleep well means you recover well. If you recover well, you're able to get back into the gym and do it all again. And do more. You know, so 1,763 calories. That is what it is costing you, your body, just to exist. Okay, so you 24 hours in bed would burn that many calories. With all of that activity. Okay, so this is predicated on you doing all of that. Okay, you're burning through as much as 3,000 calories a day. First thing that we should try to hit is, you know, let's say 15% within 12 weeks. Okay, that would be you minus 7 kilograms of fat.
Okay, that's not as crazy as I thought it would be, to be honest.
This is assuming we don't lose any muscle mass. Now, at this level of calories, you know, there's plenty of calories there to preserve the muscle mass as long as we're doing that weight training. I would sort of say that for the purposes of this plan, the one non-negotiable is the weight training. You know, as far as the exercise goes, if anything has to give, it should not be that. Okay, so if we were to go for a deficit of around 595 calories, that's a pretty deep deficit. Okay, we wouldn't want to be doing any more than that right now. That should be you eating around 2,400 or so. If you're losing, for example, a kilo a week or more, you need to slow it down. That sounds counterintuitive, but it's really important.
For the muscle mass.
For the muscle mass. Because if you're losing more than a kilo a week, half of that is going to be muscle.
I thought I would feel more negative than I do. I think this is really actually made me feel really positive. I think seeing the 3D image was not positive. I did not like how that looked by any means, but kind of learning that I'm just over 21% body fat shocked me. Obviously, I am just storing it all in one place, which I think probably that's why I think it's a lot higher, is because it's just all in one place.
It's right there. It's very visible.
And it means that I've got less of a distance to travel in this challenge. So, making me feel really positive. It's been great.
Leading up to the start of the challenge, I just had a shoulder operation, but then I went on holiday, so I went on quite a long trip to Asia for nearly a month. And that was like right after the operation. So I had that kind of really big period of not doing a lot of exercise, and I'm normally quite an active person. Even on holiday, I was having issues around my body image and kind of the way that I was feeling about myself. So it kind of got me thinking about the challenge and how like, oh, am I kind of like gaslighting myself to say that, oh, I'm doing this challenge to try to kind of challenge the idea itself of whether it's kind of a healthy goal to achieve or not, or am I just doing it because I want a six-pack? So I was a bit conflicted because, yeah, I genuinely, I want to look better than I do right now. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to look better and kind of wanting to have a better physique or feel better about yourself. I think that's really important, actually, and it plays into your kind of mental health. So I just feel like there's probably somewhere in between what I'm trying to do. So yeah, it was a weird feeling. I think since going to do the metric testing, I think because I was feeling so shit about myself, basically, at that point, I kind of imagined the worst. I'm going to be like 1,000% body fat. This is just all going to be insurmountable. It's not going to be achievable. I'm just not going to be able to do it. So the first thing he showed me was the 360 composition of me and my underwear for the internet. You're welcome. And that, I looked like a slug man, is how I felt when I saw that. So I started at a pretty low point, taking the information and these results and seeing them. So I was not in a good place to start with. I probably didn't show that on my face too much, but I was unhappy. And then kind of moving on through the results, as Owen was kind of telling me the things around my strength and stuff, where I was falling in like the top kind of 80 odd percentiles or whatever, and that made me feel good. That made me feel like a big strong boy, and you know, I identify as a big strong boy. It was kind of nice in a way. It's kind of validating how I feel inside, that I'm actually pretty fit. It's nice to have a certificate to say you're a big strong boy. So thank you for that, Owen. But that definitely started to pick me up. And then kind of going through the VO2 Max as well. So to be fair, my Apple Watch has always told me that my VO2 Max is 38 to like 41, which falls for my age category in the below average rating. And it's kind of annoying because I do a lot of exercise and I feel really fit. My kind of the metrics from the watch was telling me that, you know, try harder, basically. And yeah, I remember that being really demotivating. Okay, well, I guess this is going to be my home for the next 20 weeks. A little bit of a disclaimer straight away. I am no gymfluencer, so if you are looking to find out what you should be doing and how you should be doing it in the gym, I'm probably not that guy. Plenty of those on the internet though. This is more of a, let's call it a montage of me doing the thing. Please do comment to let me know what I'm doing wrong. I'm very, very much up for people telling me that I'm doing things poorly. We will be going into a bit more detail about what I'm actually doing in the gym though in future episodes, because we've got some more experts involved with the series. So in particular, a bodybuilder that's giving me some advice on what I kind of should be doing and heading towards for this challenge. Also, I've got to be a bit mindful at the moment because I've not long had that shoulder operation. I am being a little bit mindful of some of the exercises that I'm doing. Ooh, a little bit dizzy. But I'm not a massive fan of recording myself in the gym, so it's going to be a journey for that. I'm out, I'm running, which is great. Really enjoying the running actually, and especially when there's geese around. Hello, Mr. Goose. So when I ran when I was younger, I always had like a certain pace that I would stick to, and if I wasn't hitting that pace, then there's no point in running. I can't hit that pace at the moment, so I've had a completely different approach to it this time, of just managing my breathing and my heart rate, and doing so has just made it much more enjoyable. It doesn't feel like a chore. So food, yeah, I've been eating. I've been eating well. Not a whole lot has kind of changed in terms of what I'm eating and what I'm cooking. The thing that's changed the most is how I'm doing it, making kind of slight adjustments to manage the calories more. In terms of volume, I feel like I'm kind of eating more than I was eating before actually. The ingredients that I'm choosing are more like nutritionally dense, was making it a lot more manageable. Again, we've got another episode coming up with a dietitian, and we'll go into a bit more detail about what I'm eating and why. So I'm the kind of main chef of the household, so Jaden is actually coming on this journey with me, whether he likes it or not. Either that or he can just cook his own dinners, I guess. So yeah, my day with Owen in my Biometrics was so helpful. I got so much from it. This was just some of the extra tests that we did around my strength, my grip strength, and also some balance testing as well on both my legs. I got so much like granular detail from this day, which I didn't think I was going to get. Things around like my fat max of when my body's kind of burning the most amount of fat and at what heart rate I need to be to achieve that. So it's really helped to kind of influence what I'm going to do kind of in this 20 weeks and how I'm going to achieve this goal, or at least attempt to. I think if you stuck around this long, it would only be polite for you to like and subscribe, click the buttons, do the things. Thank you, please. We also took a set of bloods as well for me, just to kind of see what's going on inside, if there's any health markers I should be aware of. We'll check this out in a later episode. I'm down 2 weeks. I've done 2 weeks now of the challenge. That means I've 18 weeks left. Yeah, the first 2 weeks it's been all right. It's been not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. So I was quite apprehensive. Thought I was going to be pretty hungry from the get-go. But no, I have not been hungry at all, really. What I found is just sticking to quite whole foods has been handy, because in general, you kind of have a lot more control over what you're doing, right? So you know exactly how much calories is in a potato or a piece of chicken. It's handy, I think, that, you know, I like cooking, so I can make things taste nice. Basically, from cutting out a lot of kind of cooking oils and butters and stuff like that, which are delicious, it's been easier to cut down like calories. So I have learned, obviously, that fats are super important in terms of hormone health and kind of body function stuff. So it's not about completely cutting out fats, but it's reducing fats where they're probably not needed. So the Macro Factor app's been really helpful. I think it's been a really good tool, and it's quite intuitive to use, because I know there's like AI features on it, and you can take photos of the food and it tells you how much calories, proteins, whatnot. I don't know, I just don't trust it at the moment. I've not tried it, so that's an unfair judgment. Because I'm old now and I get injured all the time, I didn't want to go full guns blazing and pick up an injury straight away and just like absolutely write myself off for the whole challenge. So because I've taken like a bit of a gradual approach to building up the exercise over the past couple of weeks, that might like be why I haven't been super hungry and I found it so manageable. So I am also aware that things may get more difficult the more exercise I'm doing. I have been weighing myself every day for the challenge. So the reason for this is not because I wanted to see like the weight change every day, because I don't think that's too healthy. It's more about having an average, because your weight can fluctuate so much in a week. So I think in total, from where I started the challenge, I think I've lost about 2.3 kilograms, which is a good start, I think that's fine. To get down to 15%, which is probably my first kind of target, I'd have to lose like 0.75 kgs a week. As long as I'm trending kind of around that, then life is good. I don't really need to make any changes at this point. So that's kind of what I'm going for. Whoop has been telling me that I'm sleeping pretty good. Here's some data around that. I still need to learn a little bit more about Whoop and how to use it. Kind of a new thing to consider is the fact that I'm going to be starting a new job in I think about 5 weeks, which I hadn't planned for, kind of came out of nowhere. And I think it's going to add a bit more challenge to the challenge. Add a little bit more seasoning on top. Fantastic. More stress. I guess in a way it's quite positive that it's happening, because it gives a real life indication of whether this challenge is possible in like a normal person's day to day. So we'll see about that more, I guess.
So a little roundup for the first 2 weeks. What's gone on? Nutrition-wise, I'm just eating just under 2,400 calories. Proteins, 194 grams, which feels like a lot. Carbs and fats, I've not really been focusing on the grammage. I've just kind of been making a mix up to that 2,400 point. So exercise, I've been building up, obviously. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to stick to the 3 gym sessions. I want to up the runs to about 3 a week rather than 2, making sure I'm getting those steps in, at least 10,000 steps still. My sleep's actually, it's been pretty good, getting around 7 to 8 hours, which historically has been an issue for me, but so far so good. And I think that's really going to help with recovering from workouts. So my weight, as we know, started in at around 90 kilograms, down to 87.8 kg now. So that's a loss of 2.3 kg. I'm pretty happy with that. So it feels like a pretty good start. So next time we'll be speaking to James McShane, who owns a gym in Southeast London, Shirokuma Health and Fitness. We're going to be talking about all things exercise. He's going to give us some advice. We'll talk about some of the common traps people fall into and how I can be successful in this challenge. Like and subscribe and follow along, and I will see you in the next one.